Welcome to Local Business Spotlight, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me in the studio today is Angie Nichols from Tier 1 Health and Wellness. And today we're talking all about perimenopause. Welcome to the show, my friend. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, perimenopause. I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm sure some viewers at home don't know what it is, but most people know what menopause is. So in layman's terms, what is perimenopause?
Perimenopause is the time leading up to menopause. So it can start usually in the early 40s, but sometimes as early as the late 30s.
Okay, why is it, you know, I hear a lot of my girlfriends talk about menopause sitting around the table, and it's sometimes happening a little bit earlier for women nowadays. Why is that?
There's a lot of factors that determine the time that women start to experience perimenopause. It can be genetic factors, but of course, you know, as we've talked about before, we are living in a toxic environment.
Yeah.
There are plenty of endocrine disrupting chemicals in our foods and water, so of course that's causing it to start earlier.
Would it also, and this is just layman's terms, that me throwing that out there, is it because ladies are waiting to have children later in life?
Well, that could possibly determine or influence some things. But also it's lifestyle factors. You know, we have a high stress society.
Yep, you're right.
And we have a more sedentary lifestyle, and of course those things, and we eat more processed foods.
Yeah.
So that can all have a negative effect on our endocrine system.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the symptoms, if we can,
Sure.
what women are experiencing.
Okay, so most women, when they first start to experience perimenopause, they experience irregular menstrual cycles. They can become heavier and more or less frequent. They also will notice irritability that is not like themselves, so they start to notice they're more on edge, and weight gain despite diet and exercise.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. It makes it much more difficult. As the hormones start winding down, then it makes it much more difficult for us to lose weight. Insulin resistance goes up, inflammation goes up. So a lot of, it's a negative cascade that starts to happen in the body.
Wow,
It's
and
not
who wants
fair.
that? No, and I'm just thinking to myself, maybe that's why I've got a little bit fatter myself. Let's talk a little bit about what does Tier 1 do to help fix this issue for women?
So the first thing that we do when women come in is we want to get a thorough evaluation of their hormone panel, and we do that through serum testing. And we also take a complete medical history, and we determine the symptoms that are most bothersome for women.
Right.
So we know where to focus our attention. And then we sit down with Dr. Nichols and we develop a plan to start addressing those things.
Okay, so can we, and I know it's hard because everyone's different, right?
Sure,
so
absolutely.
Just give us a general outline of when you say treatment. You know, I would assume diet and exercise, which you can help them along with in that conversation.
Sure.
But what are the medical treatments that you do?
Well, we look to supplement hormones, and for women in perimenopause, progesterone is going to be their best friend.
Really?
Yes, it will help to reduce the irritability, reduce a lot of the menstrual cycle issues that go along with the heavy bleeding and things like that. So progesterone is one thing, thyroid is another, testosterone, because also you start to lose testosterone middle age, and so you'll notice less interest in, or less sexual interest. So we supplement with the ones that are deficient, and it's really based on the symptoms that that woman has, and it will be different, and the severity of the symptoms will be different.
And I think that's the important thing, is one thing that I do know, working with a lot of women all over the years that I have, is that you ladies know your bodies. You're the first ones to be telling the husband or the boyfriend, get to the doctor.
Right.
Tune in and make sure you're taken care of. We appreciate you. Very quickly, how soon having these treatments would people feel better?
Everybody's different, again, and we tell everybody give it a good 3 to 6 months.
Gotcha.
I've had some women tell me as early as 18 days they marked on their calendar.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. If you want to find out more information, there it all is up on the screen for you. Tier 1 Health and Wellness. They will take care of all your needs. Back after this break.